What's going on, guys? It is Bernardo, and today is all about some new upgrades on the Legion lineup that Lenovo is going to be releasing. Super excited. It's not a lot of big upgrades. It looks like GPU and the CPU are the main components that they are upgrading on their Legion 5i, their Legion 5i Pro, and last but not least, the 7i. Okay, so let's get right into the specifications. So 5i 15-inch, the purpose build is for gaming performance. Ooh, fancy, right? Let's look at the specifications on this data sheet right here. And I got a couple of things that I highlighted. And the reason why I got it highlighted is because I left a little note for myself so I could remember. Everything that's highlighted in orange is the same thing with the 5i 17 and the 5i Pro. So the processor, the graphics, and the input and output ports for these machines are the same. Nothing changes. I think the only thing that changes is the display, the nits, and whether or not it comes with a high refresh rate. Now, for input and output, all the models, the 5i, the 5i Pro, and the 7i all have the same ports. Let's look at the 5i. So on the 5i, you're going to definitely get the 11th generation Intel processor. You got the i7 with the 11800H or the 11400H processor. For graphics, you're going to get the GeForce RTX 370, 8 gigs. You can get the 360, the 350, and the 350. Now, the 350 Ti or the 350. For the 5i, you could go up to 32 gigs. For storage, up to 2 terabytes. And the power adapter is actually a 170 watt slim adapter. Now, for the display for the 5i, this is the one that you're definitely going to get the wide quad HD with the resolution of 2560 by 1440. Refresh rate on the display is 165, 300 nits, and it definitely has that NVIDIA G-Sync. Now, that's one option. The second option would be full HD with a resolution of 1920 by 1080. You're still going to get that refresh rate of 165, 300 nits, and still have G-Sync. The lower end would be, again, full HD, but the refresh rate will go down a little bit to 120 and also 250 nits. Now, the weight for the 5i is going to be around 5.3 pounds. And like I said, the input and output for all these models that I'm going to show you guys are the same. They're all going to come with one Thunderbolt Type-C ports, a combo audio jack, an additional Type-C port, one eShutter button. You have 3 Type-A 3.2 USB ports, one always on, an additional Type-C port, an HDMI, an RJ45, and then last but not least, you have your power port. The next one in the lineup is the 17-inch, again, 5i. And again, its purpose is for gaming performance. So let's look at the specifications. Again, the processor is the same, the graphics is the same. The only difference is the memory. This one you can only get up to 8 gigs and 16 gigs. And for storage, up to a terabyte with the PCIe solid state drive Gen 4 or Gen 3. I think if you get, depending on what generation of storage device that you get, it's gonna cost a little bit more. And for the power supply, you're gonna get the 170 watt slim adapter. Now, for the display, you only got 2 flavors for this particular model. You got the 17.3 inch Full HD with the refresh rate of 144. And then the second type would be with the 60 refresh rate. So depending on which one you get, it's going to cost more. Now, the starting weight is going to be around 6.57 pounds for the 17-inch. So that's pretty heavy-duty guy. Input output is the same as the last model. Okay. The next one is the 16-inch Pro. All right. This is for pro-level gamers out there. And the specifications, again, same processor, operating system. The graphics are the same. For memory, this one you could go up to 32 gigs. And for storage, they're still going to get you the Gen 4 or the Gen 3 PCIe solid state drive. And the cap on that is about 1 terabyte. And for the power supply, it's doubled. It's 230 watt slim adapter, but it's going to be a slim one. It's not going to be that bulky one. Now, for the display on the 5i Pro, I like this one because it comes with that low blue light technology. On this one, you're definitely going to get that 2560 by 1600 resolution display. and the refresh rate is 165. And it also has HDR. So I'm assuming the HDR might be Windows HDR enabled. It does have NVIDIA G-Sync. And again, it does have that beautiful feature that I like, that low blue light option. And for starting weight, it's around 5.4 pounds. Input and output is the same as the other models. Nothing has changed. So let's continue on the next model. The next model is the last one in that list, which is the 7i. It is the beast. It is the one that comes with that, I believe, that i9 processor. And Lenovo is stating that it is the world's first 16-inch Quad HD gaming laptop in the market. Wow. So on this one, you're still going to get that i7-11800H processor. But if you spend a little bit more money, you're definitely going to get that i9-11980HK processor for this model. Oof, that's a monster. Now, for the graphics, the highest that you could go is RTX 380 with 16 gigs of memory. And the lowest that you could get on the 7i is the 360 with 6 gigs of memory. Now, for memory, the cap, I believe, within the Lenovo site is going to be around 32 gigs. But from my understanding, you probably could just flip it on, on its belly and just open it up, and you could probably upgrade it to a little bit more because of that processor. Now, for storage, you have multiple options for the 7i, which is pretty awesome. It looks like for the PCIe solid state drive, the max is 2 terabytes, and you could also configure this particular model with the Intel Optane H10 solid state drive, which is awesome. Now, for the power supply, it is going to be a whopping 300 watt slim adapter. It's not going to be one of those bulky ones, which I'm super surprised. Now, for display on the 7i, again, resolution is 2560 by 1600 with a ratio of 16 by 10. Refresh rate is going to be 165 and 500 nits. This one is definitely going to have the display HDR. I'm assuming it might be Windows HDR enabled. I don't know. I would love to have this machine in the lab to test it out for you guys. I'm a little disappointed that the 7i doesn't have that low light blue option on the display, but it does have the G-Sync. Now, the starting weight for this model is around 5.5 pounds. And again, input and output ports for all these models are the same, so nothing changes on that part. And that's it, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this update on Lenovo's Legion gaming laptop. Super excited that they're finally going to hook up these machines with an RTX 380 graphics card. Super excited about that. And that 7i machine with that i9 processor, what a beast. I cannot wait to actually get that machine in the lab to test it out for you guys. And I catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.